by Tyler Bronson, who is Al's great-grandson. It's a 1926 Rumley Oilpool L, rated 15 and 25 horsepower. Now, let me tell you quickly, steam engines, if they have a double rating, it means one thing. On tractors, including oil pulls, those two ratings, the first one is drawbar strength, and the second one is flywheel strength. Next up, we have Don Rudy with the 1925 Rumley Oilpool L, and it's a 1525. So pulling something, it was 15 horsepower, and the pulling was 25 horsepower. Next up, we have a Rumley Oilpool Pup, they call it, rated about 1.5 horsepower. It's built by Cliff Peterson and Al Bronson, and it's driven by Allie Bronson. Is that right? No. Well, you're not Fred, I know that. So. Okay, hey, that's what it says on here. So, you give him a hard time. Thank you for bringing it through. This is a model oil pull, that's what they are. Next up, a 1929 Rumley Y, owned by Wes Donis from Mason, Michigan. It's built 1929. It's rated at 30 and 50 horsepower. And if you look on the very, very front of it, that's an expansion oil tank. They had heavyweights first, then lightweights, and then when he started adding that expansion on the front, they became super lightweights. Travis Branson with the Little Ugly there, it's called. And next up, Brady Staudinger, 1950 Alice Chalmers B. Thank you.
What do you guys have? What number one now? B. That was before that. About the same size.
Now, I want you to look at the front end of this tractor. That's called style, okay? It has cowling out there. If it doesn't, and it's just a radiator, that's unstyled. And I'll show you some of those later. This is Stephen Brady, 1956 John Deere 50. Thank you.
You went from unstyle to style in 1940 or so? Yeah. All yours, the newer ones? No. You got some old style? The B I have it, 37. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Next up we have an Oliver Rowcroft 77, the Pollock family, and Braden is the driver. Thank you.
B 27 also.
Next up we have
39. Does it got steel wheels? It did at one time.
1953 Ford.
Start number 25. So that was 30 years.
The Austin family.
100 years ago.
Well, the cards are up here. Somebody come up and fill out one.
Is it been rebuilt?
Absolutely.
Still original. It's been repainted. I don't think much of that much.
This is Co Evans, 1934.
Stuff like that. 4 hours.
It says 406 on there and 504 there. Are you Braden? Braden Searles, 1965 Farmall 504 it says. Owned by Robert Salau. Now this is a Massey here. This is one of the very first 4-wheel drives. That's why it looks like that. And it's being driven, owned by Co Emmons, 1934 GP 4-wheel drive. horsepower. That gentleman up there with holding all the kids, his name is Dennis Rivers, and he is the president of the National Threshers Association that had their show at Waupun, Ohio, several weeks ago. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate it. This is a 1963 Case 930, James Vonderbach, Ashley and Jocelyn and Mia. Thank you, guys. Thanks for bringing it through. '36 John Deere AR, the Heinze family. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now, over here at the sawmill, we have the Raymond pile driver. That's a crane that we use to lift log stuff onto the carry. The two people who run that crane, there's one of them. That's Luke Gilliland, 1937 Farmall F12. I think we got these backwards. The other dude. And Luke Gilliland, I'm sorry, 1937 Farmall F12, right there. Thank you, appreciate it. Those steel wheels, they call tip-top or tiptoe. And you look at the front, it's steel also. And I'll tell you, if the ground's a little hard and rocky, it will knock your teeth out. You better believe it. Next up, Olivia Palmer, 1967 Simplicity 616. And the racer there is Izzy Palmer, 1967 Simplicity 515. Next up, we have Gavin Gann and Son, 1948 John Deere Styled A. Now look at the front end. It's not just the radiator, okay? 1948 Styled A. Thank you.